I've been talking about plat in Wolfenstein 2 for a couple of months now. I already knew it was gonna be hard before I got into it, and I decided to go through with it anyways. But boy oh boy, nothing could have prepared me for the struggle I went through. Grab some snacks, sit back on your chair, and let me tell you how I ended up getting the trophy only 1800 people and a bazillion other YouTubers have. In the first Wolfenstein video, I was wondering how Blasko would survive getting blown up at the end of the game. I'm very curious to see how he survived that. Very curious. Well, it turns out that his friends came back for him.
Did you think we would just leave you in here?
Jesus fuck, his bloody innards are coming out!
What followed was a 10-minute cutscene in which we saw Blasko's mother, his father, and we discovered he was gonna have twins while he was drifting in and out of consciousness.
Can you feel the kicking?
We wake up from a 5-month coma just in time to defend our ship from a Nazi attack. There's a missable trophy on this level, so I have to be careful not to miss it. Holy fuck, that was close. I'm lucky as fuck, bro. I even got the missable trophy. Unfortunately, Caroline and Fergus get captured, so Blasko surrenders himself in hopes of saving them. They take them to the Ausmerzer, which is where we meet this very German-looking girl named Sigrun, who's Irene Engel's daughter, and let's just say she's nothing unlike the Valkyrie from God of War. And that is the reason her mother bullies her. Oh hell no. Seacow is crazy. Eventually though, she had enough of bullying her daughter and went back to work. And by work I mean this. But Sigrun stops her from doing the same to Fergus, allowing Blasko to take Caroline's armor. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Bro, can you go any slower? For fuck's sake. Bro, this girl just saw a woman lose her head, a dude lose his arm, and all she's concerned about is her fucking diary. After getting Caroline's armor, I used it to kill every German on the airship until I got to the control panel and disconnected it from the U-boat. Back on the ship, Sigrun revealed that there is a secret section on the boat that's giving away their location, which is how they found them in the first place. Basically, there are hidden Nazis on their ship doxing them, which basically sounds like a Nazi version of a cancel culture if you think about it. So Blasko goes down there to put an end to that. No, not their lives, the transmission. Good boy. But also their lives. Anyways, after committing his second massacre of the day, it was finally time to bury their dead. In the meantime, Anya snooped through Caroline's things and discovered that she was planning to liberate America. So they wanted to start by recruiting a resistance group hiding in the Empire State Building in New York. But before I set off to go there, I got a trophy for upgrading my first weapon. Holy mother of God. They cooked here. Nah, clap it up for Bethesda, bro. They cooked here. This looks way too realistic. Oh shit, yep. There is no elevator here, is there? This here is Grace, and she's the leader of the resistance group, along with this guy who she calls Super Spesh. It didn't take long for the Nazis to find us after I found them, so I had to hold them off while the group evacuated.
Come and fucking get me, you white-ass fascist Nazi pigs.
Brother, you're white too, what the fuck? Now this part of the game is a nightmare to go through since enemies literally flood the entire floor and there is very little cover. But eventually I managed to hold out long enough to be extracted. Back on the boat, we got the new group settled in and I messed around with the core set that's set up and I accidentally got a trophy for having the second best score. And while I was here, I decided to knock down the shooting range trophy too. That took way longer than it should have. After that, Gray set up a plan to destroy the Oberkommando in Roswell.
Dreezy, what's an Oberkommando?
First of all, do not interrupt me again. Second of all,
That's where the top brass clack tails of the Nazi war machine reside.
You satisfied now? Anyway, they sent Blasco there disguised as a fireman since he's like the most wanted man in the world. Oh, and because that fire extinguisher is actually a nuke. Then we had to infiltrate the Oberkommando through a tunnel Spesh had made and catch a train to Area 52. These guys are not dying, man. Oh, and I already maxed the perk. How the fuck am I still alive? How the fuck am I still alive? I should not be alive right now. I don't know how the fuck I survived that. Okay, we're making progress. That's good. Eventually I placed the bomb in the nuclear reactor and got the fuck out of there despite the Nazis' best efforts to stop me. Now conveniently, Roswell is pretty close to Mesquite, which is where BJ grew up at. So he went back there to get the ring his mother was talking about in the intro. His father is gonna be here, isn't he? Like, it wouldn't make sense to include him in the intro otherwise if we're not gonna meet him again.
Place is gone to shit.
I fucking knew it, bro. God damn, I hate being right all the time. Now, I'm not gonna show the entire cutscene, but essentially Blasco Sr. sold out his wife to the Nazis and tried to do the same to his son, which caused the following reaction. Good riddance, dickhead.
Who'd you call?
Ah shit, he notified the Nazis. Of course he did.
Why did I come here?
Bro, you've been running from Irene for 15 years and you get caught with your dick in your hand, bro. And of course they're gonna take his fucking ring too. But we don't have to worry, guys, because Spesh has a plan to get us out.
Nope.
Shortly after, the Nazis do charge Blasco and sentence him to death. So Irene decides to kill him on live television in the middle of Washington. And you would think his friends would come and save him, right? Nope, she just chops his head off unopposed. But his friends manage to save his head and Seth attaches it to a bioengineered body Caroline had found. Don't ask me how any of that works, I am not a doctor. Seth also gave us a new contraption to go along with a new body. Well, actually I chose one, but that's irrelevant for now. And I actually did a side quest that would upgrade my contraption, which granted me another trophy. Grace wanted Blasco to put that new body to use immediately, so she sent him to a bunker in New York to get some files. And while sneaking around the bunker, I got the specialist trophy for fully upgrading a weapon. Then I grabbed the files and flew back home. The files included information about New Orleans, which was basically an open-air prison for the undesirables that the Germans were trying to purge. But there was also another resistance group there, so Grace sent Blasco to get them out of there. And after counter-purging the German kill squads, I found Horton in his group. Question for you. If Grace was undesirable for being black, why was Horton undesirable?
We've been fighting for a revolution since long before them Nazis came.
I think this guy is a communist.
Civil rights movement.
That's right. Well, luckily their common hatred for Nazis and William's high tolerance for alcohol was enough for Horton to join the revolution. So he gave us a panzer hunt he had captured to draw the Nazis away while he went to the harbor in hopes of our U-boat showing up. And at the end of the cutscene we got another trophy. Now in this section of the game there's a trophy called I'm Machine Enough. For this trophy I had to not kill anybody during the panzer hunt ride. I got pretty lucky on the first section and got through it on the first try. However, after losing the panzer hunt, things got trickier. You don't see me. That's right, you don't see me. I'm gonna wait for that guy to pass and then I'm gonna hide somewhere so I can avoid the other guy up top. He saw me, I just have to run. I'm just running, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm just running. Fuck. Shit again, buddy. I have zero clue how the fuck I pulled it off, but I did, so let's not speak on that ever again. A bit after that, I escaped from New Orleans with Horton, and he proved his value almost immediately by suggesting a way to capture the Ausmerzer. The problem was the codes for its defense system were on Venus. But luckily Hitler was organizing an audition for a movie about Blasco there, so they kidnapped one of the actors that had been invited and sent Blasco in his place. The audition was probably the funniest part of the game, at least on my first playthrough. You recite lines, you viciously murder a Nazi soldier, and you watch the worst performer each time get shot.
Ein verräterischer Jude! No, mein Führer. I'm from Arizona.
And in the meantime, Hitler looks like he's at death's door every time he speaks. And I actually did him the favor of killing him for a trophy. Damn, I wasn't even given the chance to run, bro. But eventually it was time to get serious. First I had to get out of the compound. And when I did that, I got another trophy. Then I had to get to the Oberkommando.
Dreezy, what's an Obercommando?
My brother in Christ, I explained this like 5 minutes ago. What's wrong with your attention span? Jesus. Anyway, getting to the Oberkommando was trickier, so I had to be a bit stealthy. And I actually got a trophy for that when I killed my 10th enemy in a row stealthily. Then I got inside the command room, stole the codes, and took an escape pod back to Earth. At last we had to capture the Ausmerzer. I could speak about this part for days, but I'll try to be as brief as possible. Although I will speak more about it later. First I had to disable the two defense systems, Hugin and Moonin.
Control center for the starboard defenses.
Let's see. V-A-L-H.
Bro, why the fuck is he typing like an old man? And lastly, the Odin Control Center. You notice in the pattern here? Hugin, Moonin, Sigrun, Odin. For some reason, the Nazis in this universe have an obsession with Norse mythology. But before I got to the Control Center, I had to get through this hellhole. First, I had to kill 6 super soldiers. And then I had to take out the 2 big-ass robots, but for this run I chose to stun them and run instead. Shit, go. God, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna do this on mein Leben.
Fuck me. You got your shit, bitch.
Look here, Frank. I'm still shooting the shit to TV.
Oh shit, we're gonna kill her live? Just like she tried to do to Blasco? Shit, that's some poetic justice right there. I'm tired of listening to you scream. Oh, look at that, he's proposing. We got a happy ending after all. For them, anyway. Alright, now I should start cleaning up. I started with the Uber Commander assassinations and naturally got the trophy sightseeing when I visited my first district. What's that? Oh, it's a contraption. The constrictor harness is pretty useful, I'm not gonna lie. After that, I deciphered my first Enigma code and got the Puzzler trophy for that. And as I kept visiting districts, I got the Bull Rush trophy for tackling a super soldier, and the Ghost trophy, which I just got naturally. Then I took a break to play some arcade games. I'm bored already. And while I was killing the Uber commanders, I tried to clean up the collectibles, which eventually granted me this trophy. Eventually, once I had visited all the districts, I got this trophy. Finally, I killed the last Uber commander and I got these 2 trophies. By this point I had found all 3 of the contraptions, so I finished the side quests to upgrade them, which granted me this trophy. It took this trophy a minute to pop, and while getting all the collectibles I found all the upgrade kits and got this trophy for upgrading all my guns. Shortly after that I found all the collectibles, and I completed all the side quests. Then I worked on the remaining miscellaneous trophies, starting with Sky is the Limit, which I got after I killed someone with a Battle Walker takedown. Then I got Hail Mary when I threw a hatchet at someone from 30 meters away. Then I went for Taste of Your Own Medicine, which required me to kill one of the big robots with his own gun. Finally, all I had to do was max out all my perks. Oh, and I also had to get 1,000 helmets for the hard-headed trophy, which took me around 20 minutes in the Empire State Building. And that concludes the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and sub... Wait, what is that? Mein Leben? What that mean? Oh, for fuck's sake. The only thing between me and the platinum was the Mein Leben trophy. This trophy is probably the reason many people have broken their controllers or have quit trophy hunting. Or gaming. Or life in general. Excuse me. After I finished the cleanup, I took a week off to actually prepare. I studied many strategies, I watched all the content about Mein Leben on YouTube, I even reviewed my own footage. And finally, when I felt confident enough, I started trying. My first attempt literally ended 5 minutes into the playthrough when I got a bit too careless. But in my second attempt, I beat Eva's hammer and I also beat Section F with ease. New York got a little dicey, but my FPS instincts kicked in and I survived. After that I was closing in on my first actual challenge, which was the Empire State Building. For this section I used the tactic every other self-respecting man uses, which is to hide in a corner like a scared little girl. But unfortunately my nerves caused me to be too defensive and my aim too shaky, which ultimately cost me. But on my next run I adjusted my sensitivity and I was more aware of my surroundings and I eventually got through it. Next I had to go back to Section F to grab the nuke for Roswell. This section isn't hard to do the right way, but there's a glitch that allows you to skip the entire section, which saves you like 10 minutes, and I decided to use it. Then there was Roswell. First I had to get on the train, which is fairly easy as long as you don't fuck up this jump. Luckily I didn't mess up here and I got in. Next I had to survive the Nazis inside the train, which I did by walking on the top of the wagons and by jumping into the control room from above. I was doing good so far, but I was coming up on the second tricky spot of the game and in my opinion the most underrated one. My strategy was to get on the elevator from the side and then make a run for it. The problem with this strategy is that there is a super soldier on the elevator with you, and if he sees you, well, you're probably fucked. Luckily everything went perfectly and all I had to do was run to the exit so they'd all despawn. But again, my nerves got the better of me, I took the wrong turn and I ended up dying in a small room. From here it gets kind of blurry for me because I didn't document all of my runs, just the ones that I was doing good at. Honestly, I find it weird when people document their failures because they end up normalizing it. Like, look at this. There should be no reason you make note of your every death. Also, 84 deaths is wild. If it takes you that many, you should probably give up. So in my next recorded run, I got on the elevator just fine, I didn't mess up on the turn, and I basically did everything right by killing the big robot early and taking out the rest of the Nazis one by one. Next up there was Mesquite. Mesquite was stressing me out a bit because it had a section with drones that kinda scared me, but I had no reason to worry because it wasn't that bad. And of course after that I had to survive the infamous courthouse, which is the most hated section in the game by far. I wasn't worried however, because in theory my strategy for it was foolproof. And for some time it actually worked perfectly, until it didn't. I took a bit of damage from a soldier, then I took a lot of damage from a super soldier, and I was too reluctant to move to the next area, which ended my run when the super soldier blew up. At the time it felt like I was just unlucky, so I didn't even change anything when I eventually went back there. Which cost me another run because I took a shit ton of damage from regular soldiers and the super soldier killed me when I fucked up my aim trying to go for a headshot. I took that experience as a lesson, and when I went back there for the third time, I opened up holes to the wall on my left so I could see the regular soldiers before they saw me. And just when I thought I had it all figured out, a regular soldier pushed me from the left while I was dealing with a super soldier ahead of me and killed me. And that death actually got to me. The next day I decided to make a practice run to see what I was doing wrong. And when I felt confident enough, I tried mine leben again and came back to courthouse on my first try. And this time I didn't mess up. I used the sidewall perfectly, I blasted the super soldiers, and I pushed back all of the attacks on the top floor. I breezed through New York bunker without any issues. And I went on to New Orleans. I fucked up immensely in New Orleans, which almost cost me the run, but I managed to keep my cool and pull through. Then we had New Orleans at night, which is one of the toughest sections in the game. I had a couple of strategies available, but I chose to be stealthy. And I completely fucked it because I killed a soldier in broad view of a super soldier, which triggered the alarm and cost me the run when I decided to make a run for it. The funny thing is, I almost got away with that. If I had made it to that alley, I would have survived. But when I came back, I did the stealth section well enough. And I slowly and methodically pushed into the compound with a Panzerhund. And after I made it into the third checkpoint in New Orleans, I knew I had survived the worst of it and I could relax a little bit. But of course, I died in the dumbest way possible 4 minutes later. Now before y'all butcher me in the comments, let me try to explain what happened. I wanted to kill that guy silently, but I switched weapons at the worst possible time and his SMG was upgraded, so he dropped me before I could even take a shot. Once again, I was pretty disappointed, but I wasn't gonna give up that easy. Eventually I came back after a couple of runs and this time I did everything perfectly.
Blazkowicz, all of you did, and the Ausmerzer is incoming. If it gets here before we bail, we are fucked. I say.
Next up there was Venus. Now Venus only has one strategy as far as I know, but many things can go wrong. And as it turns out, they did for me when I lost my window of opportunity to kill the super soldier stealthily and he eventually found me. I retreated back into a small room where I slowly started my counterattack. I started with the room I was in. Then I moved up to the hallway, and then finally the science lab. I could hardly believe that I managed to survive, but I didn't dwell on it and moved on. I did struggle a bit after that, but I pulled through and I even cleared the escalator without any problems. But my next mistake proved to be fatal. I didn't learn from my previous mistake in New Orleans and I killed another guy in broad view of somebody. What's tragic is I managed to hold on for a few minutes longer, but eventually I ran out of ammo and when I tried to get some, I got killed by a guy I didn't even see. By the way, I don't know if I've said this yet, so I'll say it now. Do not play mein Leben if you have heart problems or can't cope with stress or are quick to anger. This game is probably the reason I'll start balding before I turn 21, so please drop a like for my soon-to-be-gone hairline. Anyway, I came back to Venus however many failed runs later and completed it flawlessly this time. Or somewhat flawlessly if you include the bad aim. So finally all that was separating me from the platinum was the Ausmerzer. And for a time I actually was doing everything perfectly. Cleared every room, didn't take risks, used stealth well. And then there was the second to last section. I cleared the 2 super soldiers and I took out the big robot even though I took a little bit of damage. And lastly I had the section before the boss fight. But I made 2 mistakes there. One being, I thought I could take out the commander silently first, but in order for that to work I had to have completed the last area silently before, which I didn't. I took a lot of damage from a robot dog, but I managed to survive and I escaped. But when I went back up, this is what actually cost me. Bullets can go through this thing, which I didn't know at the time. So when I got pinned and I tried to run away, I got shot through the wall. I actually came back to the Ausmerzer the next day after playing for 4 hours straight with no breaks, and this is how I died. I already kind of leaked it in the COD vid, but it's funny, so I'll put it again. The day after that, I came back and I didn't jump into my own death, and I took revenge for my previous death. But I did get nervous once I was on this escalator. I literally said a quick prayer before going up. And I know that sounds corny, but at this point I had spent dozens of hours on my leben and I just wanted to get it over with.
Feel it, General.
Oh my fucking god.
This is your day of doom.
I've been waiting for this fucking moment for a month, bro. I don't know if I want to do a backflip right now or start crying. Dead ass. Hold on, I can't get too excited right now. I still have one more person to kill. Can't wait to stick that fucking axe so far inside your fucking skull, stupid bitch. I'm sick and tired of seeing your stupid face. Fuck you. Fuck you. Let's fucking go, bro. Mein Leben. Come on. The new motherfucking Colossus, bro. Jesus Christ, I need a beer, man. Usually for the outro, I give my thoughts about the game. However, I want to make an exception and speak about Mein Leben primarily because I market myself as a trophy hunter, not a reviewer. Mein Leben is hard, but not because it needs a game plan or skill. It's because it's unpredictable. I don't care what strategy you have, at some point you will mess up. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But it's how well you can react to that will make the difference. I messed up many times myself as you saw in the video, and I didn't even record half of my fuck-ups. If you wanna beat Mein Leben, you gotta be able to think on your feet if your strategy fails, and with a bit of luck you'll eventually beat it. With this game out of the way, I only have one game remaining for the entire franchise, which we'll cover in the next video. Thank you if you made it to the end of the video, please drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.